Welcome friends. In the previous class we have already discussed about the meaning and definition of a schedule, and I have also introduced you to the schedule method of primary data collection, and we have also discussed about the different types of schedules. There are 5 different types of schedules used under this schedule method of primary data collection in marketing research, and today we will discuss about the distinction between a schedule and a questionnaire. Schedules and questionnaires are generally very confusing to make a distinction between a schedule and a questionnaire. So that is why I have put it in the distinctions I have put in a tabular manner here. You can see here there are 3 columns. In the first column the descriptions are given, and the second column the schedules have been given. The description about the schedule have been given. The characteristics of a schedule have been given, and in the third column the questionnaire, the features of a questionnaire are given. Okay, now the first head is that methodology. Under this head you can see here that schedules are generally direct method of collecting primary data, because as we have already discussed, that schedule method is that in which face-to-face interviews are conducted by the investigator with the respondents. So this is a direct method for collecting primary data, but in case of questionnaire it is an indirect method of collecting primary data, because it may so happen if it is a face-to-face interview, then that will become a direct method. Otherwise, in case of questionnaire, generally suppose it is a mailed questionnaire method you are following, then in that case what is happening is that you are just sending the questionnaire to the respondent, and in that case what is happening is that it is an indirect method of primary data collection. Okay, then the second head is contact with respondents. In case of schedule method, it is obviously direct contact that exists, because the investigator directly contact with the respondents, make a face-to-face interview, and they, take the information. And in case of questionnaire, direct contact may not exist. It may so happen that direct contact may not exist. Then under the head area coverage, schedule method is suitable for limited geography, and a questionnaire method is suitable for large geography. The reason is that in case of schedule method you have to contact the respondents and you have to meet them face to face, so obviously you cannot cover a very large geography under this schedule method. But in case of questionnaire method, since we can also send enumerators, we can send questionnaires, we can telephonically take interviews through questionnaire method. So that is why it is possible that we can cover a large geography under the questionnaire method. And what about the reliability? It is a high degree of reliability in schedule method, but there is a less reliability in questionnaire method. It is obvious that in case of schedule method, since we are directly physically contacting the respondents, so the degree of reliability will be high. And in case of questionnaire method, the degree of reliability of the data will be comparatively less. Okay, and what is the question type? In case of schedule it is short questions, and in case of questionnaire it will be lengthy questions. The answer type in case of schedule, it is detailed and elaborative answers, because it is open end, so that is why elaborative answers are also allowed. But in case of questionnaire method, it is pointed answers are required. And cost and time, in case of schedule method, obviously you will require more time, because you are directly contacting the respondents and taking face-to-face interviews. More time is required. But in case of questionnaire method, you can send the questionnaire by mail, you can send enumerators, you can also take the interview telephonically. So in that case the time and cost will be definitely less as compared to schedule method. Then scope of clarification of questions. Under this heads, schedule method is done during face-to-face interactions. So the scope of clarification of the questions is there is a high scope of for clarifying the any doubt this respondent is having about the questions. During the interactions only you can make the doubts clarified. But in case of questionnaire method, it may not be possible. If it is a face-to-face interview, then it is possible. But in case you are sending the questionnaire through mail, or you are telephonically asking the questions, or you are sending enumerators, obviously the enumerators will not be that much smart and efficient as like the researcher. So that is why it may so happen that the scope for clarification of questions through questionnaire method will be limited. Okay, so that is what is about the distinction between schedules and questionnaire method. There are certain very key advantages of schedule method. That is why the schedule method is used in a lot of marketing research project. And what are these advantages? In this method, the interviewer meet the respondent and take the interview in face-to-face mode. That is why there remains a scope for explaining and persuading the respondent on the spot. Additionally, if there is any mistake found in the schedule, it can be rectified by the researcher. Then the second advantage is that since the interviews are getting done through schedule method in a face-to-face mode, there is every scope for a deeper probe on the grounds of personality, values, living conditions of the respondents. A deeper probe is many times necessary, which is possible in this method, that is schedule method. Then another advantage of the schedule method is that as the interviewer is remaining physically present with the interviewee during the whole period of interview in this method, she can remove all sort of doubts arising during the discussion. So that, friends, these are the advantages of schedule method. So in today's class we have discussed about the distinction between a schedule and a questionnaire, and how schedule method is better than the questionnaire method. What are the advantages of schedule method? That is what we have discussed today. So friends, that is what is it for today. Thank you very much for listening to me.